Okay, so we have Shweta as spy today, another success story at Career Comeback Hub, and she'll be sharing her part of her comeback success story with our community members and with everybody who wants to get inspired and start their career comeback story themselves. Hi Shweta, how are you doing today?
Hello, Satyam. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you for this session.
Perfect. First of all, congratulations for
Thank you.
coming back successfully after a career break. Shweta, tell us your story. Like, what was your profile before the career break? How did the career break happen, and then so on.
Yeah. So I joined Capgemini in around 2018 from like a fresh graduate. Like I got campus placement and I joined especially. I got trained there and I went to Microsoft admin field because I was more interested into admin session than the coding part. I was least interested into coding things. I was more into admin sessions and all those things. So I was interested in that part, and eventually I got trained into that, and I joined. I worked there for almost around 4 years, including the COVID years. And then once I got married, I had to relocate to Singapore, and eventually the transfer thing. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. So eventually the transfer thing was not working out, and I had to put down my papers. So it was a really tough time for me to leave a job because, uh, once there is independence or the freedom of earning yourself, earning for yourself, and that confidence of interacting with people and working in a larger community is there. And once you have to leave it, it's tough thing. So I was starting to feel a bit awkward, but then yeah, I didn't have an option. I thought, okay, I'll move to another country. I might find another opportunity there, and we moved. We moved there because my
When
husband was
was
working
this,
there.
Shweta? Which
This
year was it?
was in 2022. I had put down my papers in 2022.
Okay.
January. Yeah.
Okay.
That's when I shifted because my husband was working there. So then I had to shift. I went there. There again, I tried to upskill myself with a few courses, certification courses associated with this, like MS 900, Azure, this all those this certification courses I took, and then I applied for lots of jobs there. But then, there is this criteria that the citizens get a preference, and mine was not something like a unique field that I will be spotted out among the best. And yeah, there was no much opportunity for me there. But yeah, I kept on trying for almost like 8 months. And after 8 months, I got into Upworks, like the remote working platform. I thought, okay, at
Yes.
least I try remote working thing. If that works, then I can continue there. So I joined Upworks. In Upworks, I worked for around 6 months for like two projects. I worked simultaneously in there, and
So
that
you
was like
got
a
projects through Upwork. That's what you're saying.
yeah,
You
I
got
got
freelance
projects from
projects,
yeah
freelance.
freelancing projects, yeah, and
Perfect.
that was like a good experience. Like uh, working in a corporate and freelancing is again another different session altogether, and it was like a great experience working with Upworks as well. Then again after 6 months, then I had conceived, and then I had to shift back to India for this maternity related things, and again I had to break there because that was not feasible because of health conditions and all that. It was not feasible, and I had to drop down from Upworks as well. I literally stopped searching for jobs at that point in time. This was somewhere around January 2023. Not
Okay.
January,
Perfect.
March 2023. That
Okay.
that was the time. Yeah, March 23 was the time, and then I stopped. I delivered baby, and then all these things happened, taking care of the kid, and I was totally involved in that part of my life, like motherhood and all those things. I enjoyed it. It was nothing like I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it the best.
Yes.
Like that was the best thing again. And then once the baby started to grow, he was 1 year, and now he's almost 2 years. And he was 1.5 years. At that point in time, I felt like I should again start searching for jobs. And even my parents, my in-laws, my husband, everyone was like uh, pushing me to work. It was not for the monetary things alone. They wanted me, the confident person, to come back again and work, go out, work, and explore myself. Like they have seen the difference of me in both these phases of life. So they wanted me to come back with the same confidence and all that. But once I stopped it, I was not sure. Like pretty much, like so many people in our community, I was also not sure. Like how will I start? There was no starting point that I was getting. I was not getting any starting point at all. And that's when your like page came into my feeds, started coming into my Instagram feeds, and I used to always tell my husband, like this page called as this a career coach person, and then I should try. I might try with that and all that, but I didn't start. Okay, I was just thinking like I should start, but I never
When
gave a.
was this period? When was this when you started seeing the post on Instagram?
Yeah, like somewhere around 4 months back, maybe like somewhere in last of
August,
September, October, that time. Yeah,
September. Okay,
that
got
was
it.
the time. Yeah. And then I was getting this repeatedly in my page, this thing, and I was having that in my mind that I should join this page that might help me a lot. But then I was underconfident and I was not sure if that will really help or if it is like my skills are like too outdated now that I won't get anything. All that thought was there in my mind. And that's when finally in January, yeah, no, December. In December last year, I finally took the decision to join the master class. I thought like, okay, whatever it is, I'm just joining it. Let's see what happens. And in the master class, that one day was like that entire session just changed my mind. I was like, okay, the kid will grow by himself. I don't need to pamper him every day to grow him. The household things will happen by its own. Like everything will come into place once I take the step. I am not. If I sit here and think like, okay, I need to do, I need to search, I need to search. Nothing is going to happen. I just need to take the first step, primary step. Everyone around me is there to support me. Then why am I being so reluctant to join? And then every single word in that session inspired me like anything. I was like, no, I have to take the step. And I applied for so many jobs. And like the very next day, I had that energy to apply for all the options that was available in LinkedIn or whatever the pages you had suggested everywhere. I applied. I didn't wait for any next step that you were going to help us with or the boot camp or anything. I just applied because that energy was so much there that I thought like I should do it right away. I did that, and later on I continued with whatever the inner circle calls or whatever sessions was happening. Side by side, I started filling the sheets, everything. That was unknowingly I was gaining that confidence inside myself, or I was able to find that positive thing inside myself without my own knowledge. Like I was able to cut through my underconfidence and get into the field. And then that's when this offer also came into hand. Again, for the interview preparations, I used the materials which was given in your page, everything. Otherwise, I think literally I would have messed up in the interview thinking like, if they had asked me something like, why did you drop your previous career? Or I would have answered something else thinking like, if I mentioned like for motherhood or for my personal gains, I had left the job, then they would like literally not allow me inside the interview, let me cross the
True,
interview.
true,
So I would have
true.
answered something else. But then, yeah, I all these prep questions helped me a lot. I gave the interview. Then I got through the interview, and then the offer was in my hand. Again, when the offer came, I think you might remember I had messaged you. You were the first person to ask, like, what should I do, Satyam? Like, should I accept it or should I wait for another offer or something? But then you advised me, like, I should grab the opportunity that has come in front. Like, I should grab it and go ahead with whatever is there so that I can upskill further. I can move ahead further. I can grow in my career in future years as well. And yeah, then I joined, I accepted it, and yeah, tomorrow will be my first working day
Wow.
with the
Wow.
company. Yeah.
That's a highly, highly inspiring story, Shweta. I have a couple of learnings for all the warriors who would be listening to this video later. That
Mhm.
number one, I see that you did not sit idle. I mean, the one thing that you did was, even after your break, when you were in Singapore, you were not getting jobs, you were doing something. Your mind
Yeah.
wasn't ready to accept the fact that you are not going to work again, or you're not going to
Yes.
restart again. So you were doing constantly things, right? The freelancing projects on Upwork is a big example of not sitting idle, right? So that also goes in your resume. Did you include that in your resume while
Yes,
applying for
yes.
jobs?
Yeah,
So
I did
that
include it, and that was the one thing that they even asked me in the interview. Like, I see there is a freelancing project in your resume. Like, can you explain something about that, or what was the experience, or what is the difference in corporate and freelancing? And
yes.
they were very happy to see that. Like, in the career gap as well, there is something that was. Keeping me within the industry. Like I was
Yes,
included in the industry in that part. Yeah.
that's a game changer actually what you did, because when women appear for interviews after a career break, after a long period of time, let's say 2, 3, 4 years, the recruiters are not skeptical about the career break itself. They're skeptical about whether you took the attempts to be connected with the industry or not. And when you're doing
Yeah.
projects like these freelance projects, then they know that, okay, you are someone who would not leave the industry as such. You are still connected, you are fresh, you know the trends, you're well equipped with the latest tools. So that is the impression that goes. So that something that you did should go out very loud and clear, as we say in our community, that it should
Yeah.
go out that people should not just wait for somebody to come in and give them jobs and only then they will start working. So
Yes.
you went to Upwork, you would have made your profile there, you would have applied for projects, you got one, two, that's completely like fine. But those projects is something that got asked in the interview as well. So we
Yes.
understand the importance of those projects.
Yeah.
Amazing. Kudos to you. That's the first great learning I think that should go out from your story. The second thing that I want to compliment with is you have really supportive and encouraging family, because we have talked to a lot of women warriors who are going through the journey, who have got successful as well, but very few boast about a family and the surroundings who are supportive and encouraging, and they're saying that you should restart because you're more confident that way. So kudos
Yes.
to your family for that. I mean,
Thank you
give
so
my
much.
personal regards to them and congratulate them as well for your success, because if they're
Sure. Yeah.
encouraging, then they also have a role to play. They should be given enough credit,
Yeah,
right?
it's very true. Like if it was not for them, then I would have been not confident again to get in this position. Yeah, everyone around me was really supportive for that matter. Yeah.
Awesome. Perfect. That's great. Now I also realize that the total career gap that you would have would be 3 years, right? From
Yeah.
2020
Yeah,
to
it was
January,
like
you said?
yeah. In 2022 January I stopped. Again I joined back in September 2022. Like that was somewhere around 6 to 8 months.
For
And then
freelance.
again, for
Okay.
freelancing. Then I did
Okay.
freelancing project for 6 months, and then again it was
A
like
break.
almost
Maternity
2 years.
break.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, maternity
maternity
leave.
break. Perfect.
Yes.
And now you're back again with a brand like Accenture. So that's again
Yes.
a great thing to boast about. Now, during this phase, Shweta, when let's say you
Mhm.
said that you started looking at the Instagram and the content that was coming out, before this phase, I want you to bring out the kind of thoughts that you went through while you were on a break. Did you do anything? What I actually want to bring out is, did you do anything or did you practice anything to ensure that you do not go low on self confidence and you keep up yourself and you keep making efforts? What were the thoughts coming to your mind and how did you tackle with them?
Yeah, like for sure, I had thoughts like I was, as I mentioned, like work is not everything, that is for sure. Like, but then I wanted to come up with other fields that I was working around with, like my other, like I am interested in cooking, so I uh, like invested my time in learning new skills in that, like in cooking. I tried many dishes, I served many people with many dishes and all those things I
Wow.
did. Then another thing was like nurturing my kid with the best possible, like in this 1.5 years, like whatever I could teach him, I have taught him. How much over time I could spend with him, I have spent with him. And then I have tried my best to not involve him in the current things like mobile phones or whatever it is, or Cocomelon or all those series and all that, and tried to engage with him with the best possible. Along with that, I applied for many other courses like which could help me to gain like something like uh, which was not related to my field though. I just thought like maybe I can try my hands with SQL, or maybe I was literally not interested in coding anyways, but then I thought maybe that might be my fate to try that. So I applied for one or two courses, but yeah, I couldn't complete it obviously. But then I tried my best to come back to the industry in any of the way possible that could help me to regain the lost job, or come back to the industry in some way or the other, if not for the same field that I was working. So these are the three things that I did when I was sitting idle, like other than going for work. Yeah.
It seems that you did not even allow your mind to be free for, like, to sit idle for much of a time. Did you consciously make an attempt for that, that you should not be free to think about?
Yeah.
Because when we are free, negativities come in,
Yeah,
right? So
that's very true, very true. I never wanted to my mind to sit idle or think, or gossip or do anything like that. I really didn't wanted to get involved in all those things, because once that thing happens and then I am involved in if I get a taste of that, then I'll never be able to come back to uh, this level of learning. Yeah.
true.
But then, yeah, like everybody else, I was more involved into scrolling Instagram and scrolling Facebook, and that thing was happening in one side. I was realizing that I was wasting a bit of time into that. But then, somewhere or the other, I was scrolling Instagram and seeing many other pages as well, which was guiding people to come back to work, or helping people to earn or gain financial independence. Somewhere or the other, I was using the social media platform to help myself uh, in a way that will benefit me somewhere or in future. Honestly speaking, not only this master class, I have attended a couple of other master classes or test classes that were coming up in my feed. But yeah, obviously this felt the best worth to me. Then that's when I thought I'll invest a bit in that. But then yeah, whenever there was some there are some people, there are some other content creators who give suggestions or tips in their contents. I used to save them so that whenever I feel low, I'll just go and scroll that and get motivated for myself. Like whenever I feel low and confident, underconfident, I feel like something I was not doing right, or I was not worth it. That time I'll just go and use those saved videos and help myself to cope up with the situation.
Wow, awesome. I mean, you actually use social media the way it is meant to be used, right, for your advantage. So that's
Yeah,
amazing, amazing. So it's not easy, because I understand when you get into, you were also saying, when you get into the comfort zone, talks, gossips, outings, and stuff like that, when you are free, then it's very difficult to come out of that comfort zone. And there's something that
yeah,
women have shared with us in the community, that
yes,
it's very
true.
difficult to come out of that, from outings, from gatherings, from kitty parties, and this and that. And it's difficult because their mind goes into the comfort zone, random
That, yeah,
scrolling.
100%. Yeah,
It's great that you held on to your productive mind, and you were pretty, adamant on growing continuously and learning, and not going in for distractions. Kudos
mm,
to you again for that.
thank you
I
so
would
much.
also want to ask you about, little specifically, about the masterclass. Also
Mm-hmm,
consider this as a feedback
mm-hmm,
that I'm trying to take from you. So you
right.
entered the masterclass, you attended the masterclass, and then you joined the cohort, right?
Yeah, true.
What was that experience in the masterclass that made you feel, okay, I should invest in the cohort, I should get in? What was that, if you remember that?
Yeah, that particular day, to be honest, as well, uh, even my husband was working from home, and that day I was like, in one side he was working, and another side I was attending this master class. I was noting down the points, and every point, like you gave like three points where we can analyze our self growth, and other points where we can understand where we are going wrong and where we are going on the right path. Everything I was noting down, and towards the end of the master class, I felt like, okay, there was something, some inner feeling or the gut feeling that was telling me like, this is the place you should join or you should invest. It's not about the master class alone. Okay, like I was continuously seeing your content, I was continuously following your content, I was seeing the stories, I was seeing the success stories, everything was there. And every time I used to mention to my husband, like, there is this guy who is already inspiring so many people. He is helping so many people to come back to uh, uh, career. I always used to mention to him, and that particular day too, I told him like this, I'm attending this master class. So he was also looking into what I was doing, and then uh, I just got that inner gut feeling that this is the right thing or this is the right path. Maybe I should give it a try. I was not sure like I'll end up somewhere or not, but then I should maybe give it a try, like joining the cohort, because the very previous day I had seen some success story like this who had attended a cohort and then they could get back to work. So then I thought like I'll attend, and I just told them like I'll give it a try. Let me see what happens. If it works, it's well and good. If it doesn't, then it's fine, because I'll get some learnings from this and I can maybe apply it in my own way. And I just got into the cohort. You were saying like last 10 minutes is left. That's when I just got the membership and got into the cohort. And after that, those sheets, those 7 sheets, are game changers. They help us to analyze ourselves, understand us from other person's perspective, understand us from our own perspective. That's really helpful. Like I could even find some places where, and in some points where I felt like, okay, I never knew that some people thought about me like that, and I should literally change it. Like otherwise, that's not going to help me anywhere. Yeah. So those
Wow.
were all the game changes and major learning from the masterclass and the cohort. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Shweta, for sharing that. So you're saying that you utilize the sheets well. You went through the process, you filled self-analysis and goal setting 7 sheets. You
Yes.
analyze them as per the prompts given that helped
Yes.
you out.
Yeah. True. That helped me out. Though once I got this offer, and I was involved in the process of onboarding, and again there was this family function around. I couldn't attend the further processes that were happening, but yeah, I had honestly filled all the sheets myself with the help of people around, with the help of family, and then those points are there in my mind, which I need to improve. I will not say like I have improved completely, but yeah, I can at least work on them. Or my ex-colleagues gave me a few points which can help me to deal with new colleagues that will be a part of my journey ahead. Yeah.
It's always a growth journey, so like we always keep on growing, so never it is that we complete that journey of growth, right? So we'll keep on
True.
journey, you will keep on growing. Awesome. Apart
Yes.
from the sheet, Shweta, though your success story was pretty fast in the cohort and you
Yes.
received the operator from Accenture, apart from the sheets, which is the process and very very important, I keep on repeating that,
Mm.
what else
Yeah.
helped you out within the community? Did anything else we do in the cohort that help you in the mindset or anything else that you want to share?
Yeah. There is this WhatsApp group with all the various in that. And then I see there are so many different kind of people coming from different field with various gap, like a period of gap, various reasons for gap and various ways they are working out. Yeah, in middle of that, I had received call from one of the barriers when you had mentioned about this offer in the group. One person had called me from the group, asking me for my experience. Not one, a couple of them had called me asking for my experience, and it felt so great, like someone was asking for my experience to learn something from me. They were asking, like, what did you do? How did you do? And all that. That's another great thing. Like,
Wow.
we feel more, like motivating someone else is also another thing. So,
True.
yeah, so that was one more thing that helped. Like, I was very happy about. And then this, yeah, in this group, even like after other master classes, there are so many people joining in. They have various stories to tell. When there are success stories, there are career gap stories, and it's like we'll feel like I'm not. I feel after hearing so many things, like I feel like it's not my story that was the toughest one.
Mm.
There are so many people who are dealing with various tough things and trying to come out. Then mine is a very short one or a very simple situation that I had to deal with. There are so many people who want to work and family is not supportive, or age gap is too much, their physical health is not supporting them.
True.
There
True.
are so many situations people are dealing with. When people with so many challenges can come up, then why not me? Like for me, then it's pretty easier to come back. Like every other way, I have support around me. So that's one another learning that I
Wow.
had during this period. Yeah,
Wow, that's a golden nugget that you have just spilled out, Shweta. When you work in a community, when you see others people, their background, their problems, their struggles, you start feeling that if they can do it, why not?
why
Why
not
can't
me?
I?
Yeah,
Why will I quit? I have so much more than what the other people in the world have. Plus
correct.
that feeling that you shared about the accomplishment you feel when you are able to help others, right? It's much
Yeah,
more than you yourself achieving success. That's of course a great feeling, but then when you are
yes,
able to
true.
help others, it's really
Yeah.
amazing. Do you look forward to helping the committee members from here on as well?
Yeah, sure, definitely. If I am a person they are looking out for any help, then definitely I'm ready to help. Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. That's great to hear. And what else from here? What would be your long-term plan? Short term, you will be joining Accenture. Kudos to you again. Congratulations again for that. Tomorrow is your joining date, right?
Yes, tomorrow is joining 31st. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Awesome. But long term, what kind of plans you have? Would you continue learning in the cohort? Would you continue upskilling and growing so that, or what do you have in your mind?
Yeah. Yeah. For now, I'll join and then understand like what is the industry standard that is happening, like from where I had stopped work or quit work, from where I have stopped, like what is the advancement that has happened, and then I will like I mentioned, like after at least like 1 year or something, and I'm adapted to the situation, then I will again use the cohort and the learning path that you have shared to upskill myself and advance in career for sure. Because otherwise, again, this stagnant thing, if it comes, then again the comfort zone will be forming around that field. So I should upskill again with the help of cohort or as whatever learning path that is available over the internet to upskill myself and grow for my own good. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Perfect. You said it yourself, Shweta. I mean, I always recommend all the successful warriors that do not stop the learning. Keep on learning, keep on growing because it's your career. It never stops. I mean, even like, 10 years from now, you should keep on learning. The learning mind should always be active. And you
Yeah.
are naturally a born learner. So you'll keep on learning and you'll keep on growing that way. All the best,
Thank you,
Shweta.
Satyam. Thank you so
Perfect.
much.
Thank you so much for doing this, sharing your story. I'm sure a lot of warriors would be really, really inspired listening to this.
I'll be really happy. Yeah. Thank you so much, Satyam.